Welcome back, guys. How you doing? It's your boy James Dub. Today we're going to be going over NFTs. This video came to me when I was looking at the recent controversy around Dr. Disrespect's new project Dead and all the negativity that I've been seeing on Twitter. I think it's time that we really get down to it. I'm going to give some examples of pushback in the past, and I'm also going to put predictions down for the future. So this is going to be a bit of a longer one. I hope you guys do enjoy. Go get a drink, sit down, make sure you hit that subscribe button, notification bell, all the things. I know this video is going to get some pretty dramatic opinions, negative and positive. I totally understand, but it's time that we break the psychology behind the NFT pushback down and see if we can move through this. Humans have a habit of stalling their own progress. We've been doing this for hundreds. We've been doing this for thousands of years. You could think about coffee, refrigeration, electricity, the telephone. Whenever these new things come out, there is pushback every single time. It all comes down to the psychology of people. When there is ignorance, there is fear. If people don't understand how something works, they're scared of it. And we see this all the time. All the time. Resistance to new technologies come from three key constituents. Those with commercial interests in existing products, those who identify with existing products, and those who might lose power as a result of change. And this is a big thing with the blockchain. The whole point is to give power to the people. Decentralization is the whole point. That's what we've been told pushed Bitcoin into existence. And that's what, in my experience, has pushed so many people into blockchain gaming. You know, as someone that put hundreds of dollars into Hearthstone, as someone that put all this money into games, some people think that people want to go in there just to get rich. It's not true. Humans make decisions about new innovations usually with their gut more than evidence. People once claimed coffee could make you sterile or drive you into a state of hysteria. Beneath those arguments was typically an instinctive fear of new technology rather than a reasoned response. They see a new product and there is an emotional reaction to that product because it challenges their outlook on the world. There's been the story with almost every new product that's ever come out. When the iPhone came out, there's pretty much an app for everything. That's massive. I mean, you can look at that and go, wow, that's unbelievable. When it comes to NFTs, the loss that people are talking about mostly is loss of control of finance via scams. And we're going to go through this because I want to make something very clear. NFTs themselves, the technology is not a scam. That's like saying guns kill people. Yeah, but someone has to hold it. NFTs themselves are not scams. Some of them have been created as scams, but the technology behind blockchain is not a scam. And this is the thing. Someone has a bad experience and they tell 10 people. Someone gets ripped off with an NFT. NFTs are a scam. Maybe I wasn't educated enough and didn't learn enough about what I was doing. They'd rather go, that's a scam, because it moves the blame from them onto something else. And it's so much easier to deal with loss when you don't think that you're in the wrong. Now, this doesn't mean that a lot of NFT projects haven't ripped people off, but that's happened for years over the phone. It happens on the internet all the time. So let's have a look at some examples of technology in the past that fell under heavy skepticism. Let's start with the telephone. Back in 1876, in advance of Philadelphia's Centennial Exposition, where Alexander Graham Bell would later debut his telephone, the New York Times published an editorial accusing an early phone inventor, German scientist Johann Philipp Rees, to warn the managers of the Philadelphia exhibition that the telephone may really be a device of the enemies of the Republic. After Bell introduced his telephone to the world, his father-in-law and business partner, Gardner Hubbard, famously offered to sell it to Western Union. Though the exact nature and price of the offer is contentious, it is now considered one of the worst decisions in business history. Ice cubes. People in cold climates have always had access to ice in the winter, but it was only in the early 19th century that the ice market became global, and it took a considerable marketing campaign to get there. When it came out, New England's Frederick Tudor spent decades trying to drum up widespread interest in the ice he harvested from frozen ponds. When it came out that he was preparing to ship many tons of ice to the sweltering West Indies, he was laughed at by all of his neighbors. When he did ship a 130-ton load of ice to the Caribbean, people were intrigued by the novelty but had no idea what to use it for. He lost thousands of dollars in the venture, but eventually he was traveling the world bringing ice to hot places from New Orleans to Calcutta. He is now known as the Ice King. So his original plan didn't quite work, but from that offshot something that changed the world. So the way that the blockchain and NFTs are now, incorporating them with games is bad. It's a scam. Maybe in its current format, it's not 100% developed. Like now that the blockchain's out of the bag, you can't stuff it back in, write it off as a scam. Like there are countless examples of people doing this in the past and they're made to look like idiots. Let's talk about the printing press. In 1492, the monk Johannes Trithemius Arrhenius, a leading scholar in his time, predicted that the printing press would never last. He argued that handwriting was the moral superior to mechanical printing, an opinion surely influenced by the fact that monks worked as scribes, worried that the printing press would put them out of work. As the surviving copies of the Gutenberg Bible show, printed books will never be the equivalent of handwritten codices, especially since printed books are often deficient in spelling and appearance. Ironically, his screed was disseminated by printing press and not hand copied by monks. Get a horse. This is a great one. America's skepticism towards the first automobiles. In 1930, Alexander Winton, by then one of the legends of the auto industry, he went on to say, "Things are very difficult today, but in the 90s, even though I had a successful bicycle business and was building my first car in the privacy of the cellar in my home, I began to be pointed out as the fool who fiddled with a buggy that will run without being hitched to a horse." Right. Okay. When prominent pilots were dying in the 1900s, some people started to wonder if aviation really had a future. We do not believe it will ever be a commercial vehicle at all. We do not believe it will find any very large piece in the world of sport. We do not believe its military importance is as great. The airplane still had to prove itself in many ways, and respected people and respected publications were saying rather bluntly that not only would the airplane not be used for commercial purposes anytime soon, it would never be used for them at all. It sounds a lot like the way people are talking about the blockchain to me. People saying that there's no place for the blockchain in gaming. With these examples, can you see what I'm saying? Is it at all possible? Maybe it's not the technology, maybe it's human nature. Again, back to blockchain, invented in 2009. NFTs, brought to the public in 2017, technically invented in 2014. Are they going to be used the way that they use now? I don't know. Are some people abusing that technology to rip off other people? Sometimes, yes. A lot of the time, yes. Is there examples of this everywhere? Rich people ripping people off? Yes. Can you blame the technology? No. In 1928, Joseph Schneck, president of the United Artists, seemed confident about one thing: talking pictures were a fad. For people who don't know what talking pictures are, before the movies, they just brought out the talkies. He told the New York Times that talking doesn't belong in pictures. Though he conceded that sound effects could be useful, he felt that dialogue was overrated. "I don't think people will want talking pictures," he said. In the end, however, talkies proved to be more compelling than the old mediums. Audiences adjusted, audio recording technology improved, and a new generation of Hollywood bigwigs embraced dialogue. It gets embraced, it gets changed, and it moves forward. Electricity. I love it. Do you love it? Shit, I love electricity. I could use that shit all day. But wait. When electricity came out, it wasn't immediately seen as a necessity. In fact, electricity companies had to convince people that their product was useful. Oh my God, what a scam. I wonder if NFTs are a scam. Does that mean that science was witchcraft? I'll get onto that another day. And more recent things that were fads and scams. What was that thing called? Oh yeah! The internet. In 1995, Newsweek published a dismissive article titled "The Internet? Bah!", which reacted against the idea that this silly digital blip was going to infiltrate and replace elements of our everyday lives. The truth is, no online database will replace your daily newspaper, no CD-ROM can take the place of a competent teacher, and no computer network will change the way government works. It's very interesting. And comedians were getting into it. People were ripping the internet to pieces. Check this clip out. One of my favorite shows of all time, Friends. Again, the internet came out, people were talking about spam. It was all over the news. Yes, that is something that can happen. But as the technology progresses, as more time is put in, as we don't run from this technology and we knuckle down and we all get better, we all get educated, we're going to lessen the amount of scams that are happening until the point where it's not going to be anywhere near as big of a deal. Essentially, what I'm trying to say, guys, is that over the years, whenever new things have come out, this has happened pretty much every single time. We're now moving into the time of blockchain and AI. There's a lot of negative talk around the blockchain and a lot of negative talk about AI. Now, I'm not really a specialist in AI. I wouldn't even call myself a specialist in the blockchain, but I do spend 4 or 5 hours a day streaming Web3 games on Twitch. If you want to come over and hang out and learn a little bit about Web3 gaming and about the blockchain, come hang out with me. Link in the description. Yeah, I had to speak up on this because Dr. Disrespect is being flamed. He's being flamed to pieces is everything bad that happens in the world is going to happen in a new medium. And when the new technology comes out, it's going to be more intense. It's going to happen more often because people have to catch up. They have to educate themselves. They have to get there. They have to learn what to do. If you just hopped on the internet, I have to teach my child how to not get scammed in Roblox, how to not get scammed playing Pet Simulator. Pet Simulator is not a scam. He's been scammed in it when he got ripped off in a trade. But once I showed him how to double check the box and make sure that doesn't happen, he's enjoying the game a lot more. So people are scammers and scammers will scam. You know, it gives people from less fortunate countries the opportunity to earn a decent income. Some people may see that of them being taken advantage of via scholarships and whatnot. I don't think so. Not when the alternative is them earning cents for hours of labor. If they can go into a Web3 game and actually earn dollars, if you can earn more in old school RuneScape killing green dragons than you can building houses in Venezuela, why would you not do that? And then of course it comes, you know, the question is botting. Obviously that's going to be something we have to get past. In Gods Unchained, their roadmap got slowed down by 12 months just to slow down, not even completely stop the botting issue, but to slow down multi-accounting, slow down botting. These things are never going to completely go away, and people bot normal games, and obviously when there's money on the line, there's going to be more risk. But we just need to get better. We don't need to push it all to the side, pretend it doesn't exist and ask it to go away, because blockchain's not going anywhere. As more and more people get into this, they're going to want to keep their assets. And a lot of this stir started around Dr. Disrespect saying, imagine extracting a $100,000 item from a game. People started flipping out, oh my god, the competition, that's so crazy. Bro, even if you got it, someone would just fucking scam it from you, bros. Chill out, man. Chill out. Have some faith in fucking humanity. We're gonna work on it. It's gonna get worked on. This stuff will get worked on. Nothing is ever fully completed. Things are getting worked on all the time. And if there's an opportunity for someone around the world to get a $100,000 NFT and change their life forever, how's that a bad thing? I hope this has given you a little bit more insight. Me personally, I'm very bullish on the future of Web3 gaming. I think we all need to get a lot better and a lot smarter and put more time in. And this is what I meant when I said I'm changing my direction for my content. My original direction was onboarding people into Web3 games, teaching them how to use the blockchain. I've now realized that we have to teach a lot more safety. So rather than throwing someone in the deep end and saying, hey bro, here's how you use a MetaMask wallet, go have fun, I'm going to be putting together some courses on this channel. It's going to be simple stuff, but it's also going to be very important stuff that if you don't learn, you won't know until you get scammed. It could be something as simple as clicking a phishing link and how to find out what a phishing link is. We're going to be moving through all this stuff. So rather than getting mass people in, I want people to come in and I want to educate people. I want to set up free courses for people to learn. I want them to understand, you know, what can happen and how to prevent that from happening so they can have a good experience, because the last thing you want is to earn an in-game item, an asset, and then have that taken from you. That will destroy your perception of the industry, absolutely. So we need to prevent that from happening by getting educated. I hope this has given you a little bit more perspective on the psychology of people, how people have been wrong in the past and how people will be wrong in the future. Let's get better, let's look at it, and let's build a world together where homies from the other side of the world can have their lives changed by being hella dope in a vertical extraction game and win 100k and buy their mum a house. You know what I mean? So where's crypto and Web3 gaming going? I don't know. Is it going to turn out the way you expect it to, that I expect it to? I don't know. Is it going to be used to make the world better? I don't know. But I think it's worth talking about. And I think when these people go out and they create these new games and they want to implement new technology, I think that's a positive thing. Let's see it for what it is and let's go on the adventure. Things are going to happen and we're going to learn from them and we're going to improve and we're going to get better, and then the industry as a whole will get better. You cannot tell me as a World of Warcraft player, after playing for X amount of years and getting a dope as item, that if you were to have a family down the line who could potentially sell an item for tens of thousands of dollars that you've held onto for 10 years to fund your family, if in some way you can get compensated for the time that you've put in, make the time that you're putting in not just about fun. Because I understand people, they want to play a game for the sake of playing the game. Some people will try to make it all about the money. And if you have a look in my videos, I've made a video on how play to earn is dead. I'm against play to earn gaming. I think that is hiding decentralized finance apps as games. I think a lot of these play to earn games are trash. I'm into play and earn, baby. I'm into emphasis on the game with cool technology that allows people to get rewarded in real life for their effort and time. And I don't think anyone should have anything bad to say about that. I'm not out here shilling games to get you rich. That's not what it's about. It's about adding an extra element that allows people to to be rewarded in real life for their time, their effort, and their skill set. Educate yourself and come join the community. There's lots of fun, lots of love. It's all love around here, man. Thanks again. My name's James Dubb. I really appreciate you popping by. I hope you got some value from this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, if you didn't, leave a comment down below. I'll hopefully see you next time.